because what's been trending lately?
A lot. It's a lot to unpack.
Let's go.
What up, though, insightful gang? What up? What up?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We missed you all. Come on into the room. Come on into the room.
Yes, we did miss y'all. We're back again for another packed, jam, action-packed episode that we think that y'all are gonna really enjoy. And so, for all of our newer viewers and listeners that may be watching and tuning in, let us introduce ourselves like we do every episode. I am Shaniqua, aka S.
And I am Lakeisha, aka L.
And together we are Insightful Conversations with SNL. So as y'all are tuning in, go ahead and press the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, as well as click on the bell so you can be notified of every time when we drop an episode.
Oh,
And then
yes.
yes, and then also if you're listening to us, you can find us on all major audio podcast platforms. So go ahead and follow and subscribe to us there as well. All right. So, Lakeisha, how have you been?
Busy, 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 busy. But I can't complain. I like being busy. Keeps me from being bored and feeling unproductive. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Looking forward to this weekend, spending time with family and friends, doing some self care activities for myself. But other than that, I can't complain. How about yourself?
Doing well. This week has, even though it just started, it's been going well so far. Like I always say, I'm just glad to be in the number yet again, one more time, one
Oh,
more
yes.
again,
Oh,
one
yes.
more again. So, and like you, I am looking forward to this weekend because it's a holiday weekend, it's Easter weekend
Yes.
for all our Christians followers that are out there. So looking forward to that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. So, you guys, this episode is going to be a little different because normally we do, our buzzworthy topics and then we go
Mhm.
into the topic of discussion. But we decided for this episode that we're strictly going to just do buzzworthy topics, hot topics, the entire episode. And we call this a little something like buzzworthy topics with SNL. Y'all like that, don't you? Okay, then. So we got a lot of different topics that are, going on that's trending right now, but we have a few that we wanted to kind of touch on just for the purpose of this episode. So you want to go ahead and start it off, Lakeisha?
I think we touched on this a little bit on our previous episode, but just wanted to talk about it, discuss this situation a little bit more in detail. And so I like to call it the slap that was heard around the world. And if you do not know who or what I am referring to, of course, I'm talking about the whole debacle with Will Smith and him walking up on stage during the Oscars and slapping Chris Rock. And so just want to, like I said, just dive a little bit deeper because there have been some developments with this story and things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature since we last spoke about it. And things like that. So if you do not know the background of this of what happened, of course Chris Rock is known for hosting the Oscars at various times throughout the years, and he basically had made a statement, about Jada um, um, being very similar, looking very similar to GI Jane. And for those of us who grew up watching that particular movie, we knew, what he was referencing and things of that nature. And there clearly is a clip where you can see that, Will Smith did find the joke funny at first. But,
Mm-hmm.
he looks in the direction of his wife, Jada, and, sees that, she, did not see it as funny. And so he proceeds to walk on stage, in which I don't think any of us thought that he was going to do what he do. And then, of course, like I said, he ended up basically assaulting Chris Rock, because that's what it was, and it was assault. So
Mm-hmm.
to say the least, what should have been a big night only for him, Will Packer, um, there was some other stars as well that were getting
Questlove, because he was
yeah,
the one that was getting the Oscar that Chris
yeah.
was announcing when that all happened.
Right. Like I said, it just shifted. You could feel the energy in the room shift. Like I said, you could see that everybody was taken aback by the incident. And like I said, it just really just has thrown, I think, Will into I want to say a demise. But definitely has, I would say, the world. People would say has Hollywood divided, but it really has the world, because there are, people who support him standing up, as he said, when it comes to his family, and with people poking fun of Jada when it comes to her hair loss and alopecia condition. And then there are those, that are saying like, hey, you should have took the bigger stance, and things like that. And so just wanted to get into that and talk about that, as well as, like I said, what has transpired from this event. So, Cuz, what are your thoughts?
Well, I know I talked a lot about it on the last episode when we mentioned it. I still am just trying to figure out how everything happened the way it did. It's the whole situation is just crazy. It's just very unfortunate.
It is.
Like I get that people, you may say things that people don't like sometimes, but we have to know how to be able to like control ourselves when it comes to like not leading to physical assault,
Right.
attacking someone. We don't want to do that. So, I think what's bothered me the most about this whole thing is how, like you said, the world is divided, Hollywood is divided. You have some people that have supported him, and some people
Hmm.
are just, basically sticking it into him.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I know we talked about this last season. We did an episode about cancel culture, and then just about how this situation happened almost a month ago now. It's
Yeah.
about to be a month soon, and it's still going on. It's like all these people coming out of the woodworks who worked with Will in the past, or who haven't even worked with them, or just trying to maintain some level of relevance right now by putting in a topic, making it a topic of discussion,
Hmm.
getting their input about it or whatever. It's just like, when are we gonna let this go? And
Yeah.
it's because I'm actually tired of hearing it. I mean, we're reporting on it because it's trending. Okay, so but it's just I just don't like the fact that people condemning him. You know what I'm saying? It's like the fact that this one situation, to our knowledge, where he acted out of character, and it's just like, oh my god, like let's just cancel him forever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that part just kind of still bothers me. And then, I know you heard about how the Academy, they banned him for 10 years,
Yeah, they have. They've
like,
came to that decision.
from coming to the Oscars. He can still be nominated and things like that, and possibly even still win, but he just won't be able to attend
Right.
or virtually. And he was still allowed to keep his Oscar, which I
Right.
felt like he should have been allowed to do that anyway. Um, so as of right now, that's kind of what we know about that. And then I also heard that he's currently in a rehabilitation center getting treatment, which I'm glad that he is doing that, because clearly that is needed. And I hope
Yeah.
that he definitely gets the help and the treatment that he's really needing, because that's just not the Will Smith that we know. And I'm not gonna condemn him for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Denzel Washington said it best in an interview that he did recently with TD Jakes. Who are we to condemn? You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
mean, do I like what he did? No, but I just feel like I don't wish bad on him. Basically, you know what I'm saying? I hope that he learns from this and just continues to make better decisions in the future. Just
I agree with you somewhat. Just like you, I definitely do not believe in cancel culture. I don't think that it has any positive effects on society, nor does it do the individual. Because at the end of the day, people are going to support who they want to support, whether you decide to cancel them or not. And so I hope, for Will, and not only for Will, that just for anybody in general, that you use this experience, as a learning opportunity, especially for those of us who may be harboring um, trauma. There are some things we may not have necessarily gotten over, because sometimes we think that we've gotten over some things, and then, like I said, somebody says something, and then the floodgates open. As I stated before on the previous episode, I really do believe that this slap didn't necessarily have anything to do with Jada being offended. I really think that there are some other pressing issues
mm-hmm.
that he has yet to deal with. And I'm glad to hear that he is trying to work through whatever those problems or issues as of now. Because, like I said, for those of us who have, um, experience in mental health and things like that, like I said, I could see like this goes way deeper, than just a joke, um, about hair loss and alopecia. My thing is, and I think I stated this too in the previous episode, how many men actually watch Jada Pickett's Red Table Talk? Because I know a lot of people, were saying that, that's when she revealed it and things like that. And to that, I have to say that, that's not necessarily men's forte. So he may not really have known, that she had been struggling in that particular area, that she, could have felt just not at her best, that type of thing. And so, like I said, it's a teachable moment for all ends. However, I do think that Will has to be held accountable, for his actions, because there are people that are coming up in Hollywood. There are, kids who may be looking up to him and inspiring to be like him. And so, unfortunately, consequences have to abound, because if not, who's to say that this could be repeated? What I am glad is that he does have, people in his corner, as you stated, that are there to assist him and help them as much as they can through this. But as we all know, he has to want to do better for himself. And so I hope that he does. And I hope too that not only does he get help individually, I hope that him and Jada even take a look at what they have going on relationally, and as a family. Because, like I said, I think that a lot of what happened that night stemmed from some things that had taken place prior to. When I know I say prior to, I'm not necessarily saying prior to the show. Like, this stuff could have been months, weeks, uh, as far as it going down. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm praying for him. I'm wishing him the best. Do I think that he's going to bounce back from this? Most definitely. But like I said, do I think there are more consequences to come? Possibly. We have yet to really hear a statement from Chris Rock. I know they were saying that his shows have practically showed out after this experience. And then, of course, he's garnering a lot of support from various avenues within Hollywood and in the comedic industry and uh, things like that. And I think on his own time and dime, he will, properly address, um, his feelings towards this situation. And so my prayer is at some point, both him and Will can have a talk man to man without cameras or without social media, that type of thing. Um, and Will sincerely apologizes. to him. So that's my whole take on this whole situation.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say when you mentioned about Chris not really speaking on it much. I did see something where he basically said, he wasn't going to talk about it until he got paid. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means, having a paid interview, like somebody like he's speaking to like a publication and they paying him for that, or if he meant by he gonna sue Will or the Academy. So that was kind of left up in the air. So, but like you said, I do feel like at some point when he's ready, he will talk about it. And I do hope that him and Will are able to come together. And let me just say, I do agree with you in terms of the fact that Will does need to be held accountable for that. I think for me, what I was just speaking on was about how a lot of times, when do we give grace to people? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just a situation where like they mess up one time, we completely erase them, or do we at least give them an opportunity to basically apologize and then correct the action with new behavior? That's what I was just trying to say, because a lot of times we don't do that. Like someone messes up, okay, we automatically through with them.
Right.
And so that was just the point I was trying to make. Now, I ain't trying to say that I condemn the action.
No. Like I said, I agree with you on that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just the part I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah. But, like I said, we don't believe in cancel culture over here on this channel. So I definitely like you, because I believe in giving people, I do believe in giving people grace, and I believe in giving people chances. But like I said, just like a parent, when their child does wrong, you have to discipline. And so that's what I was saying as far as accountability. Some form of discipline has to come from this, not only for Will Smith's sake, but just for anybody else coming up along this road. So hopefully we don't have another incident like this, especially, between two Black men. Like I said, it was just an unfortunate incident when it should have been really one of the greatest moments in our community to be celebrated.
I agree. Yeah. And I know a lot of Chris's brothers have had they've come out and said stuff.
Very vocal.
Very vocal, being like, what they would do to Will if they was in that situation. I read earlier today that one of his younger brothers, I believe it was, basically, has challenged Will to a celebrity boxing match. Did you hear about that?
I did not see
And I'm just like, I don't know how that would work, because only Will would be the celebrity. No shade at all, but I was just trying to figure out how that would work. But so yeah. But anyway, we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
So we wish them both the best over here.
Wish them both the best.
All right. So moving on. I know this is a topic that's dear to you, because I know about President Biden, and he recently doing some HBCU advisory board nominations.
Yes. So like you stated, I was very, very excited when this story came out. For those of you all that know me personally, I actually started my college or my undergraduate career at a HBCU known as Morris Brown College. And unfortunately, I was not able to finish my undergraduate degree there due to the accreditation issues that the school faced in the early 2000s. But I will never forget my experience there. And for the 2 years that I was there, to say the least, it was impactful. It was powerful. I met some amazing people, both male and female, that really helped change my trajectory moving forward in life. But getting back to the topic, I was just very, very excited to hear that President Biden, for those of you all that were following him along when he was running for the presidency, one of the things that he pointed out is that he did promise that he was going to throw support behind these institutions of higher education. And so it was exciting to see him do just that. And so within the past couple of weeks, if you have not heard, he has appointed several known individuals who have graduated from various HBCUs from across the United States to an advisory board. One of the most notable people on that panel, of course, is none other than Taraji P. Henson, and then also NBA star Chris Paul, along with some others as well. He has devoted $2.7 billion, like I said, to support, to advocate, um, to really help build the infrastructure with these schools, and really to get more money to the students. Because as we know, a lot of our students who attend historically Black colleges and universities, a lot of them are first generation, meaning that
Mhm.
neither one of their parents has obtained a 4-year and or a bachelor's degree. And a lot of them come from low income backgrounds. And so, to say the least, these kids, they're bright. These kids are very intelligent. They are very bold. They are visionary. And so, I just feel like the same opportunities that we give students who attend, PWIs, predominantly white institutions, and state funding and things of that nature, that it should be fair when it comes to just all institutions overall. So, I was glad to see that, like I said, he has appointed Taraji P. Henson, as well as Chris Paul, to this advisory board, as well as 5 um, presidents who are over HBCUs. And so
Do you know
um,
what presidents are over it? That's in the
I know
advisory
that
board.
the universities that they're at. So
Okay.
the presidents at Alabama State University, Dillard University, Norfolk State University, Prairie View A&M University, and Virginia State University. And I had the awesome opportunity to actually take 26 of my Upward Bound students back in March, so last month, on the college tour to Richmond, Virginia. And so one of the schools that we actually toured was Virginia State University. Beautiful campus. Our tour guide did an excellent job, and things of that nature. So, like I said, I'm very grateful, very thankful to President Biden, and I can't wait to see what this advisory board puts together with regards, like I said, to moving these institutions to the next level and leveling the playing field for all students, like I said, across the nation.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I was going to ask you, because I didn't go to a historically Black college, but I was just wanting to know, like, a little bit more, if you knew a little bit more in detail about what their roles would involve, like what would they be doing as being part of the advisory board? Do you know?
So that information I don't have. I do know that Taraji P. Henson, she did promise, as you all know, if you've been following her, I think as of last year, she has really been making a push for mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And she has started a not for profit. So I know one of the things that she has promised with her being on the board is that she is willing to offer free therapy sessions
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
students in low income communities and their families who were impacted gravely by COVID-19. And so, like I said, mental health is starting to get the voice, is starting to get the space that it needs. And I mean, Shaniqua, being in that field, you're a licensed social worker. That a lot of these individuals, if they don't have the necessary insurance, they don't have the necessary
Mm-hmm.
support, they may not, the facility may not necessarily even be close to these communities and things of that nature, that unfortunately, they will fall through the pipeline with getting the
Mm-hmm.
necessary help that they need. So, like I said, I know that's one of many things that they are working on, as far as what they're going to do to move, HBCU forward, is focusing and concentrating more on mental health needs of low income communities.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that that's great, and I really do wish them well with that, because I mean it's very needed, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that that HBCUs are getting like really recognized in that way,
yeah,
because and not only are they getting recognized, but it's not just certain schools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that kind
Yeah.
of always bothers me, where it's like only certain schools seem to get all of these,
Yeah.
things, and you have so many other
Yeah. You do.
HBCUs. So like, let's collectively do
Yes.
something for all.
Most definitely.
So
Most
that, I think
definitely.
that was the part, that really stood out to me the most, because I'm assuming like this would be for all and not just for
This is,
certain
yeah, this
universities.
is for
Okay, okay,
all HBCUs.
okay.
Yes.
So that's good.
So
So
no, like
I
you
like
said,
that.
not, you over there, you over there. This
Right.
is for everybody. Like I said, to level the playing field. Like I said, at all of these schools, because let's be real, these schools do not get the type of funding
Mm-hmm.
that their counterparts get. And as such, like I said, a lot of these kids, a lot of these students, a lot of times have to end up withdrawing. They have to, drop out, because they're helping take care of family and things of that nature. And so, like I said, just trying to find as many means as they can to assist these students in any shape, form, or fashion that they can. So, like I said, it's a lot of money that, like I said, he's put towards this initiative. And I just hope and pray in the coming years that even more money is pushed and funneled in their direction.
Okay, well, kudos for President Biden for making that something a priority
Yes.
in his administration. Kudos for that.
Yes.
Okay.
So, cuz, is there anything buzzworthy in your neck of the woods that you would like to speak on?
Okay, so I'm a little different from Keisha. I follow social media very close. No, no, serious, and that's no shade. Like, I follow social media very
She
closely,
does. She does.
especially
She
like
does.
celebrity stories, celebrity gossip, and stuff like that. But I mean, we have to. We podcasters, we got to be in the know of what's going on. So I follow Cardi B. Y'all know who Cardi B is. I follow her on Instagram, and I want to say it might have been a few weeks ago, because she since deactivated her Twitter and her Instagram account. But the reason why she did this was because some of her own fans basically was kind of going in on her on Twitter, because they got upset because she didn't come to the Grammys. The Grammys was like about a week ago, right?
Yeah.
And they, I guess, felt like she should have been there, and that she was dropping hints on her Insta stories that she was going to be there. And that made Cardi like really upset, not just because of the fact that they was coming at her about not going to the Grammys, but the fact that they was also making comments about her children too. Calling her son, not her son, the son or her daughter, one of them being autistic, and then basically saying stuff like, I'm sure your son wouldn't appreciate you, basically, not really giving the fans something by not showing up at the Grammys or whatever. And so Cardi was like, you know what, leave my kids out of it
Most
or whatever.
definitely. I agree
And,
with her on
and,
that.
and she was going back and forth with them, saying some things I feel like personally she shouldn't be saying, telling them that she hoped they mama die and all this stuff like that. But I get that she's saying it out of frustration and anger. And so because of that, Cardi, just like I said, decided to deactivate Twitter and Instagram. Not sure when she'll be coming back, because this is not the first time that Cardi has done that. She does this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just made me want to have a discussion about just the stuff that celebrities go through. Not only with their own fan bases, but just people in general, whether you hate them or love them, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that, I don't know, sometimes I think people forget that celebrities are human beings.
Yeah.
And especially with social media being so accessible, I think that gives people, I guess, a little bit more courage, if you will, to like really go in and attack these celebrities. Because I remember back in the day when we were younger, we would just be a part of their fan club and we would
Yeah.
write letters to, I mean, that's what we would do. And that's
Yeah.
how, we would, get any merchandise that they
Yeah.
had, we'd watch them on TV and whatever. So, like, we would do that.
Hmm.
But we didn't never necessarily just get on our phone or get on our computer and just say whatever.
Right.
And I don't know, I don't be liking that. And I do like Cardi. I'm a fan of Cardi B. But sometimes I think what kind of bothers me with her is I don't want her to react
Yeah.
all the time, because I
Yeah.
think that's why she's such an easy target a lot of times,
Yeah.
because she's the type that will go in. Like, if you go in on her, she gonna give it to you right back.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes as celebrities, you don't have to do that. And even not celebrities, like regular people, like, we don't necessarily have to feed into negativity a lot of times. Like, okay, you got upset because she didn't come to the Grammys. Okay, deal with it. I
Yeah.
mean, because she's pretty much like, well, I didn't put any songs out this year, other
And
than,
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
right,
I don't remember any new music that
right,
she
cause
put out.
yeah, because she was basically like, I didn't put out any music this year. The last song I put out, solo song, was Up, that came out last year. And she was just like, what would I be performing, basically?
Yeah.
And she was nominated for a Grammy, but she didn't win. So I guess she felt like there was really no need for her to be there, because she's like, if I'm not promoting any new music, I'm not performing, there's really no need for me to be there. And I'm just like, well, she got a point, because she doesn't strike me as one of those celebrities that just shows up to award shows just to show up. I mean, come on, look at Beyonce. Beyonce don't hardly ever go to award shows
Yeah, it's
anymore.
true. That is true.
Unless she getting an award typically, or she, nominated for something, or she performing.
Right.
Because that's why she was at the Oscars, because she, was nominated and she performed.
Right.
So I don't know, that just kind of made me think. I'm just like, sometimes I feel like we might need to chill a little bit with these celebrities. Let them be human beings. But also, they don't need to respond to everything either.
I agree, cuz I agree. And I think too, another thing people need to take into account, Cardi, like you stated before, not only is she human, y'all, but part of being human, for those of us who follow her, she just gave birth, to her second child. And so, although Shaniqua and I are not mothers biologically, I can only imagine, what a woman body has to go through in order, not only to prepare, uh, for the birth of a child, but then that birth occurs, and then even post birth, the effects that a woman goes through a lot of times with postpartum, and things of that nature. And I know she has spoken,
Mm-hmm.
about her difficulties and what she's faced, not only with her body image, because as we know, a woman's body does change
Yeah.
during pregnancy, but just the hormones up and down and things like that. So um I definitely agree with you, Shaniqua. I look forward to the day um where she can take what somebody says and create a joke about it, or just shade somebody and just go on by her business, or she just chooses not to respond, period. Because like I said, it gets to a point too, like Cardi, um once again, you have to take responsibility for your role that you're playing in all of this, and what you're doing is you're feeding
Right.
into the negativity, the toxicity, and things like that. And so um and like I said, I feel for her. I think um those children are topics that should never ever be brought up in any type
Mm-hmm.
of discussion, let alone like an argument. To me, that's a low blow. um
Right.
so like I said, and that's something I can't personally sit up here and comment on, because I don't necessarily have children. um on my own side, I don't want to say, either way, how she should feel and things like that. But as a fan of hers and just seeing her growth, um, since her stardom on Love and Hip Hop New York, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where a lot of us really fell in love, with her. And like I said, she has grown. over the years. But I think with anybody, like I said, that really loves Carly or follows her or supports her, I think that's probably the number one thing, that we all are wishing and hoping for her, is that
Hmm.
she gets to a point that she becomes, like you said, proactive instead of reacting to, every time somebody says something negatively that she doesn't necessarily like. Because unfortunately, with her given the platform, given the space, given her celebrity, people are going to try to bait you, one way,
Right.
or another. And so it's got to get to a point where she rises above the drama. She rises above the ignorance. Um, and like I said, she holds her head high. And like I said, she says a joke or two, or like I said, she just don't address people. Period. And she keep on moving about her day. Because at the end of the day, honey, they ain't gonna stop your coins. You know.
Exactly, exactly. And one of the things that Cardi was saying, because she does, when she was on social media, she did post a lot on her Insta stories. And basically, when those fans were pretty much going in on her about not attending the Grammys, she basically said, I posted in my Insta stories where I was. Like, y'all seen what I was doing. So I'm not sure why y'all thought I was dropping hints to let y'all think that I was gonna be at the Grammys.
Right.
And not to mention, I forgot to mention this though, but she did say that, and I think she said this out of frustration too, because I don't think she literally hates her fan base. I would hope not, because they're the ones supporting you. But
Right.
she was just like, I hate this, dumb a fan base or whatever. And she was just like, I need to pretty much get off social media so I can protect my peace and my family peace and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I'm all for taking time away from social media when you need it. Because if it's to the point where it's affecting your mental health or whatever, yes, get off.
Oh yeah.
Yes, by all means, get off. But I'm just like, like we said before, just it's kind of like you're picking and choosing your battles, so to speak.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about people like Beyonce don't respond to nothing. She barely, what I'm saying? I follow her on social media too. She barely posts anything unless it's related to, her products that she got coming out, or like some music or whatever. I'm pretty sure she that people be talking about her too, but she don't, feed
Yeah.
in or whatever. And she's not the only one, because there's other celebrities that do that too. Um, but I'm just like, yeah, Cardi, just want better for you. I just don't want you to have to respond. Because
Yeah.
that's what they want you to do. They want you to respond so you can look crazy, so they can still talk about you even more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like you lose either way. So just don't respond.
I hear you,
So,
cuz I agree.
but just remembering that celebrities are human too.
Yeah.
And, they deserve to have a private life as much as possible as they can, even though they are in the public eye, but they deserve to have some privacy and some time to themselves too.
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right. That part. That part. So what about you? You got any others? Any other
Um,
buzzworthy topics?
not necessarily off the bat. The only thing I can really think of course, probably one of the most trending stories right now, um, is the incident that occurred in New York, um, recently. Um, just terrible. For those of you I don't know what we're talking about the shooting that occurred
Mm,
on the subway.
yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, so that kind of has just blown me, um just blown me away. Because I mean, who thinks, when you get up in the morning and you're getting ready to go to work, or maybe you're getting ready to work out, maybe you're getting ready to go run some errands, pay a bill, or just take some time out for yourself and shop, that um you could be in harm's way, and things like that. So like I said, a very just unfortunate incident. Thankfully, nobody has perished, because a lot of times when we hear about incidences like this, there's usually at least one casualty or even
Mm-hmm.
more. um Have people been injured because of this incident? Most definitely.
Do we know how
Um,
many have been injured?
I think they said so far that they know of is about 10 or so
Okay.
people that's been injured. The suspect has, he's been captured, so he's under arrest and things like that. And so, not only are we praying for a speedy trial, for these individuals and their families, but like I said, for those that are still in the hospital, especially in critical condition and things of that nature, just praying for, health and healing for them, too, that they also get the therapy and the counseling that they need. Because I can not only imagine, not only was this a traumatic experience for them, but just even the people that may have witnessed this um, as well. And so, like I said, that's my whole take um,
Mm-hmm.
on this incident. I'm just flabbergasted that somebody can walk on a train, first of all, with a gas mask. They say he had on like some type of, protective vest. So, I can imagine he already looked out of place out of all the people on the subway car, and then to throw, gas containers into that car, and then just randomly start shooting. They say he shot like 33 times. And so, like I said, of course, some of those bullets hit, like I said, innocent bystanders, and things of that nature. So I don't know about Shanique. It's just like to me, you can't go anywhere nowadays and feel safe.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and it's just really getting out of hand. And this situation that you're discussing just made me think about, like, for those that don't know, like in the state of Georgia, Governor Kemp, he just recently signed a bill where basically you don't have to have a license to carry a gun in this state,
That's
anymore.
crazy.
And I have so many feelings about that, because I'm just like, that's a disaster, in my opinion, waiting to
Waiting
happen.
to happen.
And I'm just like, we see what just happened in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like, don't add fuel to basically is
Fire.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, why do you think that it's okay to not require people to have a license to carry? I just, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I'm a loss of words for that.
Like I said, it's just like this world is, we're kind of
Right,
spiraling down this
right,
downward tunnel. Like
right.
each and every, like some days it's just like, oh, we're getting better, and people seem to be getting along, and we're moving in this certain direction, and then boom, like something else derails and takes us um off that path. So it's just like you never ever know. My thing is, somebody will shoot into a subway car. I mean, we've had incidences where, people have been shot in supermarkets, they've been shot in
In
parking lots,
church,
church,
movie
schools,
theaters. I
movie
mean,
theaters, like people going on their jobs. So it's just like you're not, like I said, this could happen to any one of us. And like I said, um for me, that's kind of like the scary thing. And I know for those of us who Christian, we're not supposed to necessarily live in fear, and things of that nature. But at the same time, like I said, from a realistic stance, I'm gonna be honest and say that it I would be sitting up here in line and say that doesn't make you do a double take too. When you are around people,
mm-hmm.
when it comes to being aware of your surroundings, or if you with a group of friends and they bring somebody, you checking that person out, because like I said, I don't necessarily know you, you don't necessarily know me, um, that type of thing. So just being aware of what's going around you, and if you have that gut feeling, everybody calls that gut feeling something different. For some of us, it's intuition, it's your
Into it.
conscience. For some people, they say, hey, that's God talking. You get that feeling, and something tells you, hey, to turn and go the other way, or don't take this particular path this morning. You need to take heed um, to it, because it could very well end up saving your life um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. So that's all as far as my neck of the woods is concerned. Is there anything else, like from you, that interests you as far as what's
Yeah.
trending? Because there's so much that's out
Yeah, I
there.
actually just thought about two things while you were talking, even though we were talking about something very serious. But J Lo and Ben Affleck, they got engaged for the second time. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so we've talked about her before on our
We
show.
have talked about J Lo. We
And
have.
we talked a lot about how um she definitely likes to be in relationships. You know,
Yeah.
relationships or married. Doesn't seem to like to be single long. I actually do like her and Ben together. I liked them together when they were together the first time. I hope that they make it down the aisle this time and that this one actually lasts because I think this would be her fourth marriage, if I'm not mistaken, if they get married. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it'd be a fourth. So, yeah, wish her well on that.
I wish her well. I hope that the both of them have done their work. And when I mean by work, that they have worked on themselves
Mm-hmm.
individually. And not just because you're in a relationship, because I think sometimes people think once you get in a relationship, like the work stops, like it's never ending, it continues.
Exactly that
So
part.
not only do you need to continue to work on yourself, then of course, you and your partner are working in tandem, as well to make y'all relationship as successful and as healthy as possible. So I wish her the best. Um I wish Ben the best. As we stated in previous episodes, I just really wish that, and not just her. She's not the only celebrity that moves fast. There's a lot of celebrities,
Yes.
both men and women. I want to point that out, so I don't want y'all to think that we're just talking about one sex and or gender. But I just wish that people would take more time out during their singleness and their singlehood instead of looking at it as it's punitive or as a punishment in nature, and embracing it as an opportunity for you to really work towards improving those things that you need to improve and just becoming a better version of you. Because when you do get into a relationship, you do get married, the kids come along, that's less and less time that you now have for yourself. And I think a lot of times, like I said, for those of us who's single, we may not necessarily um, take heed to that or see the beauty of us being in this space as of right now by ourselves. Like you have the opportune time to really do whatever it is that you want to do, hone in on whatever skills that you want to hone into, explore as much as you want to, uninterrupted, without having somebody else to sit up here and necessarily um to answer to. So that's my whole thing. Like I said, she's a beautiful woman, she's a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
I always like being he's a great actor,
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. And like you, to me, they look very, very cute together. But as we all know, looks are only going to get you so far. Instagrammable pictures are only going to get you so far. And so I just really hope that the two of them are really committed and dedicated this time to making this work. And if it does not work, then I hope, that it shows both there's still work that both of them need to do individually before they can do anything collectively.
Right. And I was just thinking, because I like how you said, she ain't the only one, and we're not trying to make it seem like we just only talking about females moving on too quickly. But I just be thinking about a lot of celebrities in general. A lot of them do that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it has something to do with the industry. Like they feel like they have to be in a relationship or married. Because it's just like, I don't think that's really the culture with celebrities, like, and just in my opinion, from what
Yeah.
I've witnessed and what I've observed, like it just seems like a lot of them just they be in one relationship that end, and they automatically be with somebody else, like sometime within the next few weeks
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm just wondering if that has something to do with the industry itself. Like, is it very difficult to be single when you're in the industry? Because from what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of people be single long term like that, and I could
No, I
be
agree with
wrong.
you. No, I agree with you.
So
I
I'm
agree
just,
with you.
yeah, because it ain't just J Lo. I mean, Kim K,
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian. I mean, she do it, and I'm just like, wow, that's always something interesting.
Yeah. And so also goes to show you, especially if for those of you who may be struggling with low self-esteem, low worth, you
Mm-hmm.
feel like, I got to go do this to my body. I got to enhance this. I got to speak like this. I need to go back to school and get this. For somebody to sit up here and notice me and to love me and to want me unconditionally. At the end of the day, when somebody loves you, they're going to love you, flaws and all. They're going to be there to walk beside, your side. Not to saying that y'all are not going to run into bad patches, because every relationship do. But when you all do that, y'all will work together, like I said, to move the relationship forward and things like that. So, um, just be mindful of who it is that you're sitting up here admiring, who you sitting up here wanting to be like. Because once again, we don't know what these people are fighting or dealing with behind closed doors versus when we see them on social media, we see them on television, they're speaking on podcasts, or they're hosting different shows and things of that nature. They may look very well put together, but inside it could be, a total different story.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, being happy with who you are. At the end of the day, you are uniquely you. There's no other version of you on the face of this planet. Every other person is taken. So why not embrace you? And like I said, be the best you that you can be versus, trying to sit up here and be and look like and or do, like somebody else.
Mm-hmm. That's a word. You said a whole word right there. I'm here for it. And just by going back to the whole social media thing and about people posting that, about their life looking
Yeah.
good. That is a image a
Image.
lot of times. So yeah,
Yeah.
they only post what they want you to see. I
What
mean,
they want you to
they're not
see.
necessarily posting the bad stuff a lot of
Yeah.
times, but just something to think about. Oh, and I did have another one. Did you hear that Britney Spears is pregnant?
No,
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, she's pregnant by her I guess he's her longtime boyfriend.
Okay.
So yeah, she's pregnant. This will be her third child.
Good for her. Good
But
for her.
I don't think she know like what she's having yet. But
Okay.
because she just announced it, so
Yeah. And I know she's been through a lot too over the past couple of
mm-hmm.
years. So um I know she was probably elated to hear this news and just having a new beginning, new lease on life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy for her about
Yeah.
that. Cause like you said, Brittany has had she has had a difficult time. But I'm glad she's no longer in that conservatory ship or whatever it was that
Yeah.
that, you know, taken care of. But so we're happy for her.
Yes. So, as we are wrapping up our episode tonight, for those of you all that usually follow us, we ask that our fan base send in an insightful moment, and that can be anything. It could be a quote, it could be a poem, it could be a statement. Like I said, it could be anything that really moves you, and or inspires you that you want to share with our audience. And so, although this week we did not have anybody to send in or forward us an insightful moment, Shaniqua did have some words that she wanted to impart to each and every one of you all tonight. So, cuz,
Yes.
you have the floor.
Yes. So this is inspirational quote that I found by Viola Davis, the actress Viola Davis. Love her.
Yes.
Love her. It's a very simple quote, but to me, it really stuck out. And it's basically about dreams. And basically, what she said is all dreams are within reach. All you have to do is keep moving towards them.
Mm,
And I feel like, I don't know, that I like that. I
yeah.
like that because a lot of times when we think about dreams, and people always tell you, "Well, you don't need to dream about that. That's crazy or whatever." But like, I really hate when people tell people what they need to dream. Like that dream was planned in you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Just all you have to do is just take the steps. Take the
Yeah.
steps. Connect yourself with the people that can help you along the way. So
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was just like, "Yo, I
Yeah.
want to share that.
And then also it what comes to mind is that whatever dream that has been stored up in the inside of you, so whether that's going back to school, maybe you have a dream of starting your own business, you have a dream of having a healthy relationship with family, friends, or romantic, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter how old you are, how many mistakes you've made, how many hurdles that you encountered. Like she said, at the end of the day, you keep moving forward, you keep striving until you reach that goal, that dream that you have. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to stop you ultimately is going to be you. So keep doing whatever you need to do in order to get to wherever it is that you need to get to.
Yes. So just wanted to share that. And
I like
just,
that, cuz.
yeah, yeah. And just so y'all know, all y'all viewers and listeners out there, like Keisha was saying, you all can submit insightful moments that you want to share, and we definitely will shout you out on
Yes.
the episode. So you could either DM us those insightful moments, or you can email us at insightfulconversations37@gmail.com. And like I said, we do respond to messages that we get, and we want to shout you out. So feel free to send us stuff. But I kind of already said it, but I'm gonna repeat it again. Definitely make sure that you are following us on all our social media platforms. Like, follow Insightful Conversation with SNL on Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is at Insight Convo WSL. And then also, please don't forget to subscribe to our
Yes.
YouTube channel. Okay, so I mean, y'all watching us on YouTube right now, you might as well just go ahead and subscribe. Okay. Just go ahead and subscribe. And then for all of those people who prefer to listen to us while you're on the go or in your car, or you're working, whatever, feel free to listen to us on your favorite podcast platform, because we
Yes.
on there. Okay, so
Yes.
we got y'all both ways, visually and audio, so ain't no
No
excuse.
excuses.
Yeah, so it's literally no excuse. All right, cuz you got anything that you want to close with?
Nothing else, cuz you did a fabulous job with the quote.
All right. Well, since we don't have anything else, we hope that you really enjoyed this episode tonight as we talked about some of our favorite and most buzzworthy topics that's currently trending and going on in the world. So oh, and as always, if you we always say this too, if you have any topics that y'all want us to discuss, or y'all think of any guests that might be good on the show, feel free to also email us that as well, and or DM us that information too, because we always like to hear about topics that y'all want us to discuss. Okay, that's important to you.
Yes.
All right, but if there's nothing else said that's need to be said, we hope you enjoy the remainder of your week whenever you watch this. And be safe coming up to this holiday weekend.
Yes.
Spend that time with your loved ones, your family, your friends, significant other, church family. If you plan on going to church, it's a good time to get saved, because it's, Easter weekend. Um, so, but anyway, we just hope that y'all have a great time and be safe and continue to love on
Yes.
each other and take care of yourselves. We all about
Yes.
self-care here. Okay. All right, then. Well, until next time, peace.
Bye.